Thanks for joining me for this yoga practice to do in the comfort of your home, maybe at work, maybe while traveling, who knows. I did want to do a practice today incorporating hand weights. So if you have a few weights available, not very heavy, bring them nearby and we'll see what we can do with them. Hopefully have some fun. I have 3-pound weights, so really not that heavy at all, but it feels best for me to keep the weights kind of light when I incorporate them into yoga poses. All right, it won't be a long practice, but hopefully it'll be a fun one. And let's start as we often do, bringing the hands together, just a comfortable seat here. I'm going to lift the arms and take a few deep breaths. Lately, I've been using this time to just appreciate the yoga space that I have carved out here for all of us, just acknowledging the safety, the security, the calm of our home environments or whatever environment that we are in that allows us to come onto our yoga mats. We'll release the hands to the earth, relax the shoulders, maybe roll them a few times, maybe turn your head a little bit. So using the weights today may not be ideal if you have a shoulder situation, okay? So do be aware of your shoulders, especially as we include the weights in the practice today. We'll take a few moments, one hand to the chest, one hand to the belly, just going inward, checking with how we're feeling. Releasing, palms facing up, perhaps opening to an intention or affirmation for the day or for the days ahead. And with our intention set, big breath in, hands can come together. We'll stretch the legs out. I'm going to do a very quick warm up here just because I usually like to do this. It's the wave. You all know the wave. Easy, easy, gentle, gentle, steady. Steady as the waves on the ocean shore. Okay, do you have your weights handy? Here we go. We're going to do boat pose. It's always optional to add weights, but that's the theme of the practice today. So we've done the wave. We're going to lean back and you could stay like this. If you feel that you can lift your feet, that's great. You could hold your weights. It's extra work in boat pose to have the weights in your hand. If you do want more intensity, still side to side. If this is the first little bit of movement of your day, you might want to do a few stretches before getting into some of these more vigorous options. Come back. We're going to do staff or stick. Wiggle a little bit to level the pelvis. And you can always stay like this. I'm going to go all the way up with my arms and just feel the length of my body, my spine, my legs. Come down. I'll just go ahead and keep the weights handy. We come right onto our knees. I told you this is going to be fun. Roll the shoulders, monkey stretch. Most of you know this one. It's fun with the hand weights, side to side. Okay. And we're going to come back to center and do have some extra padding for your knees if you need it. We're going to go forward and back. And I'm going kind of slowly here. So, you want to be able to attune to what you're feeling and what your body has to say with these movements. And then 2 arms, forward and back, just about 3 times. Okay, arms along by our sides. Keep those weights handy, but we'll put them down to the floor. And spreading the fingers wide in table pose, a little circling. And these are nice, gentle, easy circles, inviting mobility and flexibility into our joints, our bodies, maybe our brains as well. Okay, let's get our first downward dog in. Can't use the weights in downward dog, right? Because obviously our hands are to the floor. I'm going to walk the dog a little bit. And do a little crouching tiger here, bending the legs, lifting the heels. We'll take our first plank. So this obviously is 2 hands to the floor, not using the weights just yet. Coming down. And then you can make a fisted hand or 1 hand to the floor. Do take your weight in your other hand and up and down. Sometimes I do this movement without the hand weight. Now I'm going to try something. I'm experimenting, I confess. A little dip and dive. So as if you're going to thread the needle, but not committing to it because you're doing it with a hand weight. Feel it in the rib cage area. Okay, second side. Okay, So the first thing we're doing is bending and straightening. If you can't see it because it's not on the side of the video screen, you'll know it's the same thing we were just doing. And then our little dip and dive. Yeah. Okay, and just bring those weights down, come up, breathe in, settle the chi. Palms can go down, and then a little bit of lightening and lifting as you inhale, grounding and centering as you exhale. You can repeat what we just did in table pose with the hand weight like this. I think it might be of interest to some people to try the same move in plank. Take your feet a little wider, maybe make sure you feel stable and steady. And then, ooh, there we are. I told you my weight is not very heavy. Okay, 3 pounds. If your weight is heavier, make sure everything feels okay. Second side. A lot of work, in fact. Now we're going to come to downward dog. And we're actually going to come up to standing. So this is a shorter practice than I would do if I was seeing you live on Zoom. But, you know, we're fitting it into our day and we've got to accommodate all other things on our schedule. So step or hop your feet forward. Watch out for those weights. Reverse swan dive. All the way up. I'm going to adjust my screen. And come to prayer position here. Hands together at the heart. Take a couple breaths, let your body adjust, release, relax, shake it out. All right, you know we're using the hand weights today, so carefully pick them up again. No, this is what we're doing, right? So, okay, let's see where things go next. We're going to stand tall, and if you are feeling comfortable in your toes and with your balance, you can lift off your heels and come back down 3 or 4 times. You can take chair pose, maybe bending the arms. I want to show you the position of my thighs there. So about hip width apart with my feet, thighs staying parallel. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the top of my mat. And I'm going to go to chair pose. And I'm going to step the right foot back. And for warrior 1, I'm coming up and I've got the weights, obviously, in my hands. I'm going to go in and out. So you can get really creative on your own if you know a lot of different yoga poses, which I'm sure you do. Squeeze the elbows towards the ribs and back. Release. You can really have fun and add hand weights anytime, you know, in the practice that it would feel worthwhile. And then let's come forward. This is a tricky one, but it's good for the back of the upper arms. Pump, 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 pump. Okay, here's where the fun really begins. Not that it hadn't already started, but we're going to come off the back foot. See if you can balance. Maybe some of you want to go a little further with this. You can join me in saying, wee. And then down. Okay, we're going to pause. Keep holding the weight. Stand nice and tall. Just relax. Appreciate the strength, the stability, the agility of your body. We're going to do side 2. Okay, so we were in chair pose. Stepping your left foot back. Okay, here we are. Let's see here. Now I'm going to forget what we were doing. Okay, so we have our swallow cactus arms. We're going to go in and out. Yeah, you don't have to go too fast. So my foot is maybe not in the screen, but my right toes are facing forward. My back foot is at a slight angle. I'm going to squeeze the elbows towards the ribs and back. Squeeze. Ooh, those shoulder blades getting a workout. Coming forward, engage the tummy a little bit. The gaze is towards the floor. Pump the arms if that works for you. And then carefully come up. We're going to press off the back foot and we get to balance. I'm going to move a little further away so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, here, here, or here. 2 feet to the floor. We'll take a little breather from the weights and then come back to them just for a little bit more in a couple moments. So carefully put the weights down. Do a little abracadabra with your hands. Just release and relax. Let's go wide with the legs. 5-pointed star. Feel your chi signal here. Bright and shiny as can be. We'll do a little diagonal stretch to your shin, to your ankle, or to the floor. And up. Now you could have, kind of straight energized arms. You can kind of float down, keeping the arm a little softer. Since we're using the weights, maybe that soft arm feels better today. And last time. Okay, we'll bend the legs. We have our horse stance here. And I'm going to do a little clearing the countertops. I do this one a lot on Zoom because it's a way to clear the mind, to move along what's not serving us. Go both directions. Get a little side stretching, just kind of relaxed here. And then we're going to get back to the weights. Side stretch to the other direction. I actually have one more move before we get to the weights because I don't think I've done this one on a video yet. So after your side stretch, adjust your feet, maybe bring them a little closer together. Remember, this is the sumo wrestler exercise. Very good for balance, concentration, and strengthening the legs. Side, side. Ooh. Okay, so speaking of strengthening the legs, let's grab those weights again. Careful picking them up, okay? And well, before we get to the leg strengthener, we'll do a little twist. Here we go, side, side. We can do double time, and double time, and side. Side last time, double time, double time. Okay, so here's for the lower body. I want to turn so you can see this. We're going to keep the spine long. So you're really using your legs here, down and up, and as high as you want to go. Maybe here, here, or here. 2 more times. Okay, last time. All the way up. If you're feeling okay with the arms lifted, hold and breathe. Strong and steady and bright. And then bring the arms down and bring the feet together, step, heel, toe, or hop. And I want to share one more thing. I do this usually in my chair yoga classes. It is said that when we're walking with weights, we're strengthening our core. So you could either do some bicep curls or bend your arms and hold like this. But just take a little walk around your designated yoga space. So I'll go out of the screen a bit and then come back into it. And notice how you're working the midsection here as you stroll around, holding your weights. This would be the case if you were holding a big bag of groceries or whatever else you might have that's a little bit heavy. A few more bicep curls here. Hey, this keeps life interesting, I think. And we'll come back to where we started. Let's pause, just relax the arms down, relax the head and the neck again. Breathe in, breathe out. We'll put the weights down carefully. Maybe you have a shelf or a table to put them on, just anywhere away from your toes. And let's conclude the standing practice here. Just a moment in time, feeling the warmth of our body, appreciating our strength and our agility and our time really in the day to practice yoga together. And you can pause the video if you want more standing poses. Otherwise, join me in coming down. I'm going to adjust the screen a little bit. And these videos are a little shorter than what I would do for an in-person class or a Zoom class. And so add more if you want to. What I'm going to do here is just let's come on down to seated. Move the legs a little bit. Take the legs big and wide. And maybe a side stretch here. One direction. And then the other way. And maybe a gentle seated twist. This is one I like when I'm not in the mood to do the deepest of deep seated twists. Just the Z pose with your legs. Rotate. And twist the other way. If you can get a little twist into each day, it usually helps you to feel a little more relaxed and also energized. And then speaking of relaxed, we'll conclude with a forward fold. You can have your legs straight or bent. And you can keep your spine long, tuck your chin or round, And bring the head down. You might feel nice and warm in the shoulders after using the hand weights. So just feel that warmth. That's really a sign of our chi, our energy, awake and alert within our bodies. As I say, you can pause the video, add more, otherwise come on down. And we'll just take a final stretch here. Maybe a pillow under your head if you want one. Bring the knees in. Rock a little bit. I always like a little freestyle movement. And how about some toe touches to finish up? So you can have the arms by your side or behind your head. And you're going to use core and pelvic floor muscles here, bringing one foot down and back. Point your toes forward, down. If you're okay with that, both feet moving together, down and up. And a block between your knees would be a nice addition to this to keep the legs really symmetrical. You do more of these if you want to. And just a little time for whatever would help your practice to feel complete. It could be a bridge pose. It could be a recline twist. It could be a happy baby. It could be an inversion, shoulder stand, or you could scoot over to a wall. And one of these days I'm going to show legs up the wall in a video, but if you know it, you can head to your wall and take it right now. I'm going to come to seated as you finish those poses that help you to feel complete in the practice today. Our weights are off to the side. We're done with them. Thank you, little weights. That was good. So closing the eyes when you feel ready. And in this slightly shorter practice in your home environment, just be reassured that you've done something really excellent for your body and your brain in the short practice that we've had. You can feel the warmth of the body. You can feel the heartbeat. Just begin to quiet the mind right now as you focus on the breath. Nothing to fix or figure out. Nothing to accomplish or achieve. So we'll just take a brief period of time in stillness and silence, digesting what we've done as we simply drop back, releasing, relaxing, and letting go completely. Solid earth beneath you. Notice the sound of your breath or the feeling of your breath. And if the mind begins to wander, just come back to the breath to keep you present. Or stay longer if you want to. And relaxation. When you're ready to come back, we just move a little bit, fingers and toes, hands and feet. And any stretch that you'd like to take, extending the arms long, maybe bringing the knees in. Go over to one side. You can rest on your side for a little bit. And then we'll just finish up today in a seated position, feet out in front or legs crossed. Feeling a little warmth in the hands, blinking, adjusting to the light of day, and appreciating once again our little yoga space that serves us so well. I've been doing this lately. Let's take it today. Just a little V for victory. And this is a way to shine your light out into the world. So we feel good and calm and peaceful within. And we try to send those good feelings, those good thoughts, those good vibrations out into the world for others to benefit from. We'll bring the hands together to prayer position in the middle of the chest, the heart center. And let's take this time to appreciate being together and to come back to our intentions or affirmations if we have one. I want to thank you all for joining me for this short but hopefully interesting with weights yoga practice today. I hope it leads you into a great day, a great rest of your week. So I wish you well, and I wish peace to all. Namaste. Have a great day.